Akpabio, Fubara, Bika over politics at Wigwe's funeral. My father never wanted a ministerial job. Bello, El Rufai. PDP to Alia. Give security agencies support to fight Benue's insecurity. Why complete subsidy removal will inflict more hardship on Nigerians. Issa Yuguda. Edo 2024 lobby for APC deputy governorship candidate votes. Edo 2024 lobby for APC deputy governorship candidate hots up. Adeleke inaugurates construction of 1.6 billion naira intercity road in Osun. You are incompetent. Soludo chides local government boss over road construction. SSANU, NASU to begin 7-day warning strike March 18th over 4 months withheld salaries. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency busts Squishies factories in Osun, Lagos. Arrest 26-year-old lady. After Kaduna attack, bandits strike again, kidnap students in Sokoto. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tight security at Isiokpo as of Fubara. Diri others arrive for Habat Wigwe's funeral. Ramadan 2024. Look out for new moon on Sunday. Sultan tells Nigerian Muslims. Over 50 jets expected at Wigwe's as Wigwe goes home. Troops kill 20 IPOB members. Destroy Supreme headquarters. Businesses suffocating as fuel energy costs shoot skyward. Naira will appreciate to 1,200 naira against dollar. Goldman Sachs. ISO 9001 certification by Quality Austria confirms Bridge Clinic's global operating standards. Stock market rebounds as investors gain 3.26 trillion naira. Naira appreciates to 1,600 naira per dollar in parallel market. And that's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Presidency denies budget pardon allegations. Senate meets over claims Tuesday. Only foreign impeachment plan. Cleric wants Obaseki. Pencom denies lending federal government 10 trillion naira. Schools in 14 states. FCT risk attacks, says federal government. Blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize a transmission line. Court to hear suits seeking DNA test for Mohbad's son. Many feared trapped as a 5-story building collapses in Anambra. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts illicit drugs hidden in bus engine. Soludo vows to prosecute suspected rapist of Anambra school girl. 2 cops suspended, 3 on trial for $3,000 extortion. Police launch manhunt for killers of 4 Imo youths. Police detain man for alleged theft of motorcycle tires. Police detain man for alleged theft of motorcycle tires. Ogun police nab 3 for murder attempt. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. TCN substation on fire in Kano. Origin Tech Group partners Niger government signs agreement on large-scale integrated mechanized agriculture equipment supply financing. Simba Solar launches Tangent series to solar power Nigerian homes. Simba Solar launches Tangent series to solar power Nigerian homes. Uche Mwakwe, protecting indigenous investment and creating employment opportunities. Sultan of Sokoto announces beginning of Ramadan, confirms sighting of moon. 2024 budget, your claim baseless. A presidency replies Senator Ningi. Resist invitation to politicize insecurity in Benue. Oneja tells Akpabio. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Edo not PDP. Others a protest plot to impeach Philip Shaibu. PRP condemns alleged budget padding, demands investigation. You're listening to newspaper headlines on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM. We'll now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Love my friend, nutrition and delicious. Love my friend, energizing and refreshing. Love my friend, the aroma is so yummy. Love my friend, it's a blend for the family. Sweetie, love my friend, yummy, yummy, love my friend. Sweetie, love my friend, yummy, yummy, love my friend.
Love my friend, the family love produced under a good hygienic environment with NAFDAC approval. Love by bread produced with enough milk and honey that makes it sweet and yummy. Love by bread energizes, refreshes, and nourishes the body. It's the family love. Love by bread, a product of Love by System Beverages Limited in Novi, located at number 1 Umusu Medical Colony, Umuro Novi, Anambra State. Phone 0814 982 854. Love by bread. Eat healthy, live healthy.
Sweetie, love my friend, yummy, yummy, love my friend.
Country people, another wonderful opportunity don't land for you to secure your own landed property for better location with small money before price will carry you go where you don't know. This one na legit info from the stables of Robin Faith Concept Limited. I know say you don't sabi that name by now. Robin Faith Concept Limited na big name for this real estate business. We get the track record and we dey deliver for everything we talk. Now we bring you Blessed Garden Estate, phase 1 and phase 2. Now we still bring you Airlight Garden Estate and Unique Garden Estate. All these estates, they're the capital city of Delta State, and people when sabi levels don't buy them finish. But no worry, because land no dey finish. And our work now to direct you go where you go get the best value for your money. This time, we don't carry and come your domot with the brand new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, just 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo local government secretariat. This one now confirm premium estate when you fit get with small money, one no go turn your eye at all. Just 400,000 naira for one plot inside our special promo when they on now. From now till 2 weeks time, this estate dey for Otulu off Asaba Benin Expressway, just 2 minutes from Asaba Housing Estate and 5 minutes from Wichtek Group of Companies. Golden City Garden Estate dey for good location when be say na only 20 minutes e go take from Coca Junction flyover, 10 minutes from Asaba International Airport, and e no far from the express route. For inside Golden City Garden Estate, you go enjoy light and water 247. The environment clean and the day serene for you and your family with good road network and street light go dey shine for every corner. You no go worry about security because solid fence dey around the estate and security men when them train wella go man the gate 247. On top that one, recreational center dey for your maximum relaxation. Wetin you dey wait for? Waka come Robin Faith Concept Limited office make you collect your own plot inside the brand new Golden City Garden Estate. Because special promo dey on now, and for this promo season, you go get 464 square meters of land when be 50 by 100 one plot for only 400,000 naira. This promo na for only 2 weeks. So no dull yourself. With only 400k, you don't become landlord inside this correct estate for we capital city. Call us today for 081 68 32 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Once you pay, we go allocate your land, give you sharply, plus give you deed of assignment, register survey plan, and government approved decision. When go show confirm wetin we dey do, you no get anything to worry about. Na we dey run am. If you no get all the money to pay now, you fit dey pay small small for the one wey dem dey call installment payment plan, whether na 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months. As long as you no go turn your eye, better payment plan dey for you to choose. Take advantage of this special promo wey dey on now unto say one plot of land 464 square meters na only 400,000 naira. Because once this promo end, the price go increase small, and the promo na just 2 weeks e go last. Secure the future for you and your family. Buy your own land today. Make yourself become landlord inside the new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, wey be only 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo Local Government Secretariat. Come our office when they inside Jimok Petrol Station, Kilometer 8 at Saba Benin Expressway at Saba, Delta State. Or call us on top 081 68 32 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Now, Robin Faith Concept Limited, they develop Golden City Garden Estate.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebeonadi FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community, Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problems. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanishku, TCSR number the first, every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Martin Ebeonadi corner 24/7, 24/7.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as well live at Ebeonadi 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. We are on to the Daily Post newspaper. Yobe. Water scarcity hits Damaturu. Gunman kills chorister in Benin. Crisis brews in Ebonyi community over dissolution of town union leadership. Police arrest suspect over theft in Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. Anambra, another 5-story building collapses in Onitsha. Man killed as Delta communities battle over land. Blackout, Shiroro, Katampe, transmission line vandalized, TCN. Hesman attacks. Displaced persons grown as humanitarian crisis worsens in Benue. Nigerian 7 critically injured as explosion rocks Ogun. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post news this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Daily Post newspaper. We'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. As we await network on the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Sultan confirms sighting of moon. Audit report indicts NUPRC customs for non-remittance into Federation account. Audit report indicts NUPRC customs for non-remittance into Federation account. Disco explains blackout in Oyo, Ogun, Para, others. Anchor Borrowers Scheme empowers 40,000 farmers, says Abiodun. TCN, Chiroro, Kantabe, transmission line vandalized. Federal government threatens to sack contractors handling Benin Lokoja Road. Musawa woos Shoinka on presentation of literary art. Tinubu's daughter seeks more women participation in politics. Government to remove buildings erected without requisite permit. Lagos to re-establish drainage right of way in Apapa. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Obaseki to parley. Federal government on concessioning of Benin Auchi Road. I remain Iwajo. Monarch says Oba Famudun Ibadan. Chiefs hail Ulubadan on Mogaji's removal. Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. High cost of governance. Stifling growth. Apapa appeals judgment reinstating Abure as Labour Party national chairman. Sub-regional interest behind insecurity in North, says presidency. Niger renames airport after Tinubu. Nakon 70% ready for 2024 Hajj. Maternal deaths. President selects Sokoto, others for special focus. Makinde 6 prayers, goodwill, and that's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Woman jump into river from moving boat in Lagos. Attacked camps not ours. IPOB. Renowned entrepreneur launches no ones. Rotary president visits Nigeria, offers another $7 million grant. Anchor Borrower Scheme empowers 40,000 agripreneurs in Ogun, says Abiodun. 3 trillion naira budget pardon, senators splits. Kuriga kidnap saga, ensure safe endurance expert. Why hardship, suffering won't abate anytime soon. Prophet Hepzibah. Why hardship, suffering won't abate anytime soon. Prophet Hepzibah. Ramadan, Sultan directs Muslims to search for new moon from today. And that's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. From Nigerian Tribune, federal government unveils a presidential conditional grant scheme for nano businesses. Low gas supply to Gencos. Vandalism causes of poor power supply. Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company. Reactors launch academy to empower Akwa Ibom youths. I wake up 2 a.m. to cook for my boyfriend, BB Niger's Tasha. Wike to retirees. FCTA will rely on your expertise to accelerate growth. Nigerian community in UK seeks federal government's action on diaspora concerns. Farmers, herders clashes, expand grazing routes. Surveyor General tells governors, Ondo 2024, why I'm most qualified to succeed Akeredoro Edema. KB governor's wife calls for end to gender-based violence. Nigerian children face multiple deprivations. UNICEF. Vice President's wife, Chetima, calls for enhanced women's empowerment. Oyo special marchers felicitate as the Damak becomes sixth area of Ibadan land. Nigerian brothers unveil social media app, Village Square. International Women's Day. I Invest launches new savings plan for women, and that's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM. We will now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. From our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Comrade Manley Uduago from Odumo Bosi, and he says, "My fellow country people, like never before, we are living in bondage under Alhaji Bola Tinubu's administration. The best is not even in sight, but I am of the school of thought that no matter the harshness of the jungle's economy, the lion must feed on flesh. Frankly, speaking on overall assessment of Jagaban's government in the context of its actions, inactions, and pronouncement leads one to the conclusion that it is deficit in integrity, honesty, deficit in the conceptualization of policies, economic and social, that will have a favorable bearing on the masses of this country, deficit in implementation of such policies, if there were any, surplus in oppressive, economic, social policies and swift in their implementation, the nation and its people are so pitifully grounded in geometrical progression. Our wahala is not alien. Now we go evolve solution. Okay, Comrade Manley Uduogo from Udume. Ubusi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from a famous Christian. He's joining us from Ifite village, Aglozibo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a message coming from Chinedu Oneka Pastor, and he says all this building collapse in Onitsha is getting too much and embarrassing. The Anambra State government should do something about that. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a message. This one is coming from Maloto Patrick from Monteja, and he says, I must commend Police Service Commission, PSC, for suspending 2 police officers in Rivers for alleged extortion. It is a welcome development, and I want to encourage other police commands across the country to emulate Rivers Police Command so as to rid us of unscrupulous elements from the Nigerian police force. It is an established fact that there are some people in the Nigerian police force whose intent and purpose were not to protect people's lives and property, which is the primary function of the police, but to inflict both emotional and physical injuries on Nigerian people. In the same vein, I want to advise our Papa to stop meddling into the affairs of the Labour Party, because he is not a member of Labour Party, but a meddlesome interloper. Therefore, it is better he retraces his steps now. This is coming from Maloto Patrick from Monteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Christian Ufondo from Onitsha, and he says a new Nigeria will never be possible unless this name Nigeria. And he says the name Nigeria is the brain behind the misfortune of the country. And he says Negro means black. Therefore, any place or thing that has its meaning from black will always expect backwardness in it. And he continued and says Nigeria. So there must be new Nigeria, hence the old Nigeria has given. He continued and said Nigerian military should stop heaping empty phrases. They claim that they have killed more than 50 IPOB fighters. Can they please show us their corpses? Can they make it clear to us by letting us know that something like exchange of fire went on somewhere, or does it mean that they killed these acclaimed people but none of them was killed? In the beginning, the story said 50 IPOB members. Now in the middle, I had 20 IPOB, which is one we rely on. This can be okay. Which one? Okay, are we going to rely on? And he says this can prove that their propaganda is revealed. They're supposed to fight with the people, not with camps. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message that is coming from the boss from Okozo, and he says killing of ESN is killing of Igbo. When will this stop? We have a message coming from Okogwa Kenneth Okuchukwu, and he says Umuoba Anam. He's reaching us from Umuoba Anam, Umuobalishi Kingdom, and he says International Day. I urge your women to use their ability to train their children very well and bring more human resources to Nigeria. I pledge more support to soldiers for them to bring in security to the barest minimum. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a message. This one is coming from Comrade Ibudu from my everyday prayer this day is may the souls that we lost in Nigeria rest in peace, and also people who are kidnapped victims get their freedom soon. Those are on the only news we hear in this country. We understand it's not easy to rule Nigeria, but what are the efforts being put through to stop all this nonsense? Who am I even talking to? Almost all of them are indirectly guilty after all. They are the ones sponsoring it. Also, among is begging Benue State to allow Governor Alia rule in peace. He continued and says, it is Fulani that has taken over Nigeria. They are okay. He says, may God help this country. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Honorable Abasi, aka Authority is More Than Power. And it says, issue of a bandit attack in Taraba State is so bad, as bandits want to overwhelm the entire state. Where is our military team to challenge the bandits back? And the answer is no. And also, my advice to Mr. President is that it's high time Mr. President has to consult foreign military machinery to tackle insecurity in Nigeria, because every state in Nigeria is finding it difficult to stay. And also, citizens of Nigerians are no more happy with this present government managing the affairs of this country, as if to say we are in banana republic. That you will okay, this is a country where you will experience poor power supply and hunger, war. May God help Nigeria. All this with all from all this calamity. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Obiora from Okozo, and it says the Nigerian army killed 20 IPOB members, destroyed hideouts. A very big shame to those who killed an innocent citizen, labeled them IPOB and ESN. He says in Kaduna schools, children were kidnapped, being because they are armed. Nigerian army disappeared and appeared in Benue, and bandits there we are fully armed. Congratulations. All I know is that Nigerian security agencies specialize in combating unarmed citizens. God anger is okay, it's coming. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It says this time it doesn't need taking up steps to tackle food security, but geometric steps and formidable action, because hunger has escalated in the country. Valentine and Dene from Ukbo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from White Lion of Africa, and it says Tinubu to launch students loan. I hope it's not another way to loot public funds. I wonder what Governor Obaseki and his deputy Shaibu is dragging for a long time. Most incumbent governors don't want their deputies to succeed them. Budget pardon. Senator Ningi knows what he is saying before coming out with the conclusion that there was a fraudulent budget. The news of building collapse is becoming too much in Anambra State. It's time for the state government to checkmate the activities of building agencies. Tinubu said it's his turn to rule. Honestly, we are seeing it already. I wonder why he is not prepared for the job. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message is coming from this one is coming from Chike Obata from Obinetiti Okozu, and he says, I'm still asking what is the offense of IPOB and ESN. Yes, fuel subsidy removal is the cause of hardship in Nigeria. Another building collapses in Anambra. Hope no life is lost. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message is coming from John Ume from Okozo, and he says it is highly regrettable that every year that passes, Nigerians will be hearing of a budget pardon from our so-called National Assembly members. If Nigeria is not a corrupt country, all those involved in this madness since the time of Buhari would have been dealt with accordingly, and it will serve as a deterrent to anyone who will be intending to do that again. But after much noise, it will just die, because we are used to condoning corruption. Again, shortage of food and hunger in the land are what Fulani herdsmen are causing in the country, because our government have failed woefully to do something seriously about it, but rather they are busy playing politics with the lives and properties of the people, while these heartless, faceless herdsmen have moving freely because they are being sponsored by the people. Okay, John Ume, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Esther from Iftedun, and she says the collapse of this building in Onitsha is getting too much. It's high time the Anambra government look into it, and also hunger is really becoming too much in our country. Please, Mr. President should do something. Esther from Iftedun, thank you so much for joining us this morning. From our WhatsApp portal, we'll flip over to our Facebook portal. We have this message. It's coming from Voice of Mbi, say from Ukukwa, Umuhu, Ukuato, and he says, the incessant hula baloo going on in Edo State in the name of politics is becoming unbearable. worrisome and disheartening. Please let all the political gladiators uh, trader trade with caution. Okay, that's what he says, and should know that no one remains a champion forever. They should allow Edo people to decide who governs them. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, this is the spot where I'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning once it's 7 o'clock, so keep a date. Don't touch the dial of Ebeonadi 103.5 FM once it's 8:20. This morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Until then, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebeonadi FM, who will? As the happenings around us gets as in your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism. Street report is here with hard Martin as number the first every Friday 4:30 p.m. on Ebeonadi 103.5 FM as Street Reports on Foods in your face. On Emas Airborne 24/7. 24/7.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebeonadi 103.5 FM with Martin Ebeonadi every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 10 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebeonadi 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Family is